The world is buzzing. The U.S. has just revealed a mysterious aircraft, and no, it's not science fiction. Meet the Warthog 2025. Within 24 hours, it's captured global attention. Why? Because this isn't just another plane. It's a game-changing weapon, packed with tech that breaks all known limits. It could shift the entire military balance. So how are China and Russia responding? And what's the U.S. really hiding behind this beast? You're watching Tech Zone X, and today we're diving into the story of the legendary A-10, nicknamed the Warthog. First deployed in 1977, this tough bird was built with one mission: protect ground troops by wiping out tanks and armored vehicles. Think of it as an airborne hitman, even guiding other aircraft in combat. Unlike multi-role fighters, the A-10 is focused, rugged, and unmatched at what it does. Officially called the Thunderbolt II, pilots prefer Warthog for its rough, boar-like look. Back in the 70s, a single A-10 cost just $1.4 million. That's about $11.3 million today. Less than a supercar for a tank killer. The entire A-10 program? Around $20 billion over 4 decades. In return, the U.S. got a nearly indestructible war machine, tank buster, artillery hunter, and battlefield survivor. The A-10 was born to replace the aging A-1 Skyraider. Its core, a giant 30mm rotary cannon, the infamous GAU-8. Its value was proven during the 1991 Gulf War. 132 Warthogs flew over 8,000 sorties, destroying more than 4,000 enemy vehicles, 2 helicopters, and launching 90% of the Maverick missiles used. Fast forward to Syria, 2024. The A-10 showed it still got it, smashing tanks, mortars, and hitting over 75 ISIS targets in just days. But now it's facing retirement. The F-35 is poised to take its place, but many in the military and Congress aren't convinced. Can anything really match the A-10's ground support power? After World War II, U.S. air strategy shifted to fast jets with nuclear payloads. Ground attack aircraft took a back seat until Vietnam. There, old prop planes like the A-1 Skyraider were pressed back into service. Tough, but slow, the Skyraider was easy pickings for enemy rifle fire. The U.S. lost 260 of them. That loss sparked the need for a tougher, cheaper close air support jet. The F-4 Phantom and F-111 were powerful but costly. The F-5 was considered, but lacked the muscle for the job. Why? Early Cold War doctrine believed dogfights were dead, so planes were built without guns. But Vietnam proved otherwise. Missiles often failed at close range, and U.S. pilots were outmaneuvered by agile MiGs. This forced a return to guns and serious air combat training. The F-111 Aardvark also struggled. Its attempt to serve both the Air Force and Navy in one airframe led to excessive weight, design flaws, and ballooning costs. Meanwhile, the F-5 Tiger II found a niche as a training jet, but lacked the range, radar, and punch of a frontline fighter. Due to its limited weapons payload, the original aircraft couldn't meet U.S. military combat needs. So in 1965, the A-7D Corsair II was introduced as a more budget-friendly option. But once a stronger engine and advanced electronics were added, costs doubled, putting the Air Force back at square one, still searching for a capable yet affordable attack aircraft. Meanwhile, NATO forces witnessed surprising innovation from the infantry. To boost helicopter effectiveness, soldiers modified UH-1 helicopters by mounting machine guns, turning them into makeshift gunships. These improvised choppers proved highly effective, especially against enemies, without modern anti-air defenses. This success led to the development of the AH-1 Cobra, a dedicated attack helicopter able to take out tanks from a distance. Equipped with the deadly GAU-8 30mm cannon, firing up to 3,900 rounds per minute using depleted uranium rounds, the Cobra became a tank's worst nightmare. By September, it was clear that battlefield dominance had taken a new form. In 1966, General McConnell called for a new aircraft made specifically for ground support. By December, the project, codenamed AX, was officially underway. In March 1967, 21 manufacturers were invited to propose designs for this new aircraft. By May 1970, the Air Force issued detailed requirements. a plane built around a 30mm rotary cannon, able to fly under 460 miles per hour, take off from a 4,000-foot runway, carry 16,000 pounds of weapons, and travel 285 miles round trip. Cost per unit, $1.44 million, about $11 million today. It would be the first U.S. Air Force aircraft designed solely for close air support. Simultaneously, they sought a gun capable of firing 4,000 rounds per minute. 6 companies submitted designs, but only 2 aircraft and gun makers advanced. Northrop with the YA-9 and Fairchild Republic with the YA-10. General Electric and Philco Ford were tasked with building the cannons. Fairchild built 2 YA-10 prototypes, and the first flight took place on May 10, 1972. Production later shifted to Maryland. The YA-10, soon named the A-10 Thunderbolt II, competed against the YA-9 and was declared the winner in January 1973. GE was also chosen to build the massive cannon, but challenges continued. In 1974, the A-10 had to prove itself against the A-7D Corsair II to justify full adoption. The first production A-10 flew in October 1975, and deliveries began in March 1976. So what do you think? Does the A-10 Thunderbolt II deserve its legendary status as the ultimate ground support aircraft? Let us know in the comments. Fairchild also developed a 2-seat experimental A-10 variant for night missions and harsh weather, adding a second crew member for navigation, targeting, and electronic warfare. Yet, neither the Air Force nor foreign buyers showed interest. Why didn't this version gain traction? Was that the right call? In 1981, the Air Force requested funding for 2-seat training versions, but Congress denied it. None were built. The A-10, or Warthog, features low-mounted straight wings, built thick for durability and control at low speeds. With a large wing area and oversized control surfaces, the Warthog can stay airborne for long missions and operate in fog as dense as 1,000 feet, with visibility down to just 1.5 meters. The A-10 cruises at around 345 miles per hour, much slower than most fighter jets. But how does that help in ground missions? Pretty fascinating, right? The front of each wing has a honeycomb design, strong yet lightweight. The wings are built directly into the frame using a computer-controlled system, making production faster and cheaper. Has this tech proven itself in real combat? Surprisingly, the wing's strength doesn't rely on its outer skin, so crews can patch up damage on the spot, even with temporary materials. Isn't that a huge advantage for field flexibility? The ailerons, which control roll, have 2 standout features. They're massive, spanning almost half the wing, and they split in 2 to act as air brakes. That's impressive, don't you think? The A-10, or Thunderbolt, is all about practicality. It can be refueled, rearmed, and repaired without fancy tools, perfect for rough forward bases. And here's something cool. Many parts are identical on both sides, like the engines, landing gear, and tail. That must really boost maintenance speed and efficiency. Its landing gear is tough, with special tires and wide wings, letting it land nearly anywhere, even damaged runways or roads, while fully armed. It can even survive direct hits from armor-piercing rounds up to 0.91 inches and keep flying. The A-10 Warthog, built to survive, designed to destroy. Every critical system on the A-10 has a backup, and even a manual failsafe. Lose hydraulics? There's a second system. Lose that too. You can still fly. It's so tough. Pilots have landed it with 1 engine, no hydraulics, and half a tail. Since it flies low and close to danger, the A-10 takes hits, but it's ready. It uses flares, decoys, and a 1,200 pounds titanium bathtub around the pilot to shrug off 23mm rounds and even 57mm shrapnel. Layers of nylon inside help block debris. Need proof? In 2003, Captain Kim Campbell took heavy fire over Baghdad. She lost an engine and both hydraulic systems, then flew nearly an hour on manual backup and landed safely. Its engines are mounted high to avoid sucking in debris and can be serviced while running. Low wings and smart design make repairs and rearming quick. Even the engines are attached with just 4 bolts. Heat from the exhaust is diffused over the tail to reduce its infrared signature. The fuel system is armored too, for tanks sit deep in the fuselage, fuel lines self-seal if hit, and valves isolate leaks. Now the firepower. The GAU-8 Avenger, a 30mm, 7-barrel cannon. It was the reason the A-10 was built. With 3,900 rounds per minute and pinpoint accuracy, it rips through tanks. The Warthog also packs Mavericks, Sidewinders, dams, and more, up to 16,000 pounds of ordnance across 11 hardpoints. For defense, it carries the LQ-131 ECM pod to jam radar. It's flown in every terrain, from forests to deserts to snow, adapting as threats evolved. The Air Force wants to retire it by 2028, replacing it with the F-35. But experts argue the F-35, while advanced, can't match the A-10's rugged CS roll, low, slow, and deadly. So the question remains, can anything truly replace the Warthog? Let us know in the comments.